right, I am by trade a marketing professor, so some of you just have to adjust a few moments, okay? And pretty much if you ever have a test question in marketing you don't know the answer to, the best guess is always target market. Does anybody know what target market means? It's this idea of who are you talking to. You have to understand who are you talking to. And so for my job, you are my target audience. So I am always trying to figure out what is the best way to get your attention and talk to you, so that I can help you be more successful, so I can figure out what the problem is. Like we have a huge problem with getting students to read their email. I don't know how you think I'm supposed to get in contact with you. I'm not good at the smoke signals. They're like, well, I don't read that. So we actually have to sit down and have meetings about how to get you to read your email so that we can really talk to you and share important information. I had a guy, one that worked, where he would just give people $100. It would be like at the bottom of the email. So if you actually read it, then he's like, just come to my office and get $100. I'm thinking about it. I think I can really start a stir. What do you think? Well, don't think I won't do it. I'm all about doing it. Okay, so I'm going to pass this out. And one of the things we're focusing on now, thank you, here's one, and here's the other one, is the whole student. Because we want you to be successful. We want you to graduate, really, really graduate, right? And get a great job and make lots of money. It's the college of business. Making money is not a bad thing, people. I'm all about it. All right, so, what you do with it, that's your business. But
she shops too much.
I do not shop too much. I am a market researcher, and I am taking my job seriously. So if you see me out at East Chase, just know I'm doing research. I'm always working, all right, trying to figure out. That's what I do. So we want to look at the whole student, which is not just about coming to class. Now, don't get me wrong. Coming to class is hugely important. That's about 60% of the battle, is just getting to class and paying attention is so much. So a lot of times our biggest thing is trying to get students, making sure that they come to class and that they're obviously focused on the material. But just coming to class and sitting our butt in the seat does not a successful person make. We also have to interact. We have to hopefully befriend some of our faculty, befriend each other. I get into clubs and organizations, so that's one of the things we're trying to get you to do. Okay, the things that we're passing out, really, really important. We're talking about that goal of graduation. I want you to look at the first sheet that says graduation planning. Here's what typically happens.
You get 2 sheets.
Okay?
You got 2 sheets.
People only come to my office when there's a problem. Okay? I love to see you in the hallway because that's usually the happy time. Okay? And I'll tell you what some of the problems are. They come to my office and they say, Dr. Funches, I'm ready to graduate in December. But the class I want is not offered. And they tend to think that I did this to them personally just to screw up their lives. I don't. Okay? All right, there is actually a method to the madness. And I need you to pay attention to that. So one of the things we're starting to ask students to do is to create a graduation plan. What's your plan in order to get to graduation? So the second sheet you see is all open for you to fill out, so that we can start thinking about what classes we're taking, what's required. Here's the thing, I bet you didn't know. It's not linear. You can't, students think, I have 6 classes left. I'm just going to take 3 this semester, and I'm going to take 3 next semester, and I'm going to graduate. Is that going to work? I doubt it. Because by the time you get to graduation, actually classes have to be taken in order. They're called prereqs. You got to take this class before you can take this class. Some really smart people sat down and figured it out that you need to learn the material in this class first, and then you can take this class, and then you'll be successful. By the time students get ready for graduation, they don't want to hear any of that. I want to take those 6 classes, I want to get out of here. They see light and they run. All right? And I want you to run. I want to help you run. Not in a bad way, So part of that is knowing what the requirements are. So I've given you, and that looks so boring. But let me tell you, that can save you thousands of dollars of classes that you've taken that you didn't need to take, of time. You're going to put in so much time and effort into this. You should at least know what the requirements are. All right. Now, I'm not asking you to do that by yourself. All right, we have people who do that and who are experts at it. in our advising office, Mrs. Joy Strong is the head of our advising office, and you're going to make advising appointments, and they give you really wonderful advice, but I don't want you to go in there a blank slate. You have no earthly idea. And I want you to go in there with an idea of what's supposed to be happening so that you can be a participant in your degree. Because what'll happen to come in, they say, well, she told me the wrong thing. I don't know, they want me to flog her or something about it. What can I do? What if she had a bad day and she really did tell you the wrong thing? I don't think that happens, but let's just say it happened. What happens and you took the wrong class?
You can still drop it,
Yeah. Well, if it comes to you early, but let's say you finished the class, you made an A. Oh, see, oh. Then what happens?
People have taken their classes twice,
Yeah,
not knowing it.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
What happens? Nothing. Nothing happens. You're really upset. You're out a couple grand. The pathway to graduation is still the same. Everybody has to fill some of those requirements, right? So being knowledgeable is really, really important. It's really important. So I want you sometimes when you're bored, maybe you can't sleep at night, you don't have anything else to do. Those don't happen often. I don't know, pick up the catalog, read it. I have seniors who'll come in and find out, oh my God, this class is only offered in the fall. I'm trying to graduate in the spring, I can't get in. So think about it. Come on in. Mrs. Strong's gonna talk a little bit about what happens in advising. And when they give you this advice, you're really supposed to listen. Because sometimes students will say, she'll tell them something, then they'll just go do something else. She didn't really make me take biology 10-10. She meant I'll just take another one. If you think she told you something wrong or you're not sure, maybe you should come back and ask some more questions. It's okay. We don't bite. I'm on medication for that. We don't do that anymore. All right, so don't worry about it.
Okay. The advising appointment, that's what I'm going to talk about. Planning it. It's not something that just happens one day. We don't stop you in the hall and go, let me tell you what you need to take. But in the middle of the semester, like this semester, it'll be the end of September, we will send out emails back to that reading your email. We will post notices. We will put flyers out. We will send up smoke signals because we want you to read that email and say, it is time for me to be advised. The end of September, we will have a 2-day event in the Cove where you can come and make your advising appointment, because the goal is to have your advising appointment done and know what you want to take before the first day to register, because you want to get up at 6 o'clock the morning that you need to register and beat everybody else to those classes. But you can't do that if you haven't been to your advising appointment. So read your email, and then when the time comes, go to advisor track. We gave you, everyone has received instructions and the orientations about advisor track. And if you have any questions about it, we have instructions outside our office and a computer there where you can set up your appointment. Well, you make your appointment, but then you don't just forget it till you get your reminder email. There are things you need to do to prepare. We are preparing your worksheet. We're spending anywhere from 15 to 45 minutes going over your file, checking to see if you need a grade forgiveness, checking to see if you have followed our directions and you are moving down that correct path. And if not, what we can do to correct you. Making you a new sheet, showing you the classes that you need to choose from for the next semester. We're doing our work, but you need to do some work too. You need to look at your previous advising sheet. And we beg you, everyone, I can do it, so I know all y'all can do it. When you get that advising sheet, take a picture of it on your phone so that you will have it. You don't have to keep up with that piece of paper. Go back and look at it and say, okay, did I do what I was supposed to? Yes, I did this and this, but then I have a concern about this class over here. And when that thought comes in your mind, write it down, because you won't remember it when you get in there. It's like going to the doctor's office. You've got 5 questions and you remember 2 of them. So go over your advising sheet, review your graduation plan that Dr. Funches is talking about to see where you stand. And if you're having trouble in this current semester, think about what you're having trouble with and what you've done to help yourself, and write those things down and make a list of questions that you want to ask when you come in, because we are not mind readers. And when you come in, if you're upset about something, now if a student walks in my office, they shut the door, they grab the tissue box and they sit down and start sobbing, I know they've got a problem. I'm pretty smart. But if they just come in and sit down and don't say anything, and I ask you, okay, do you have any questions? Are you following along? You know what you need to do. But if I don't see a problem and you don't tell me there's a problem, I can't address it. So please write down those questions and give me your concerns. And, okay, I lost my notes. But those are the big things. And what Dr. Funches referred to about the graduation plan and the prereqs. We check off those courses on your advising sheet for a reason. You've got to have math before you can take accounting and econ and statistics. You've got to have accounting and econ and statistics before you can move into your upper business core. If you're a marketing major, you've got to have marketing 3310 before you can move into your major courses. But before you take marketing 3310, you've got to have stats, accounting, and econ.
Right, you see how complicated this is? Okay.
And before you do that, you've got to take your math. And I'm stressing math because that is one of the big issues with students, is trying to put off that math. And simply, if you're a business major, you cannot put math off till the last semester, because you will never have a last semester if you don't take your math. So we're not there to try to punish you. We're not there to try to make you take something you just hate. I hated math too, but I had to take it, and I took it with.
Count the money though. I just bring that up just so it's not all bad.
So the bottom line is what Dr. Funches was referring to: prerequisites, listening to us about them. Otherwise, that graduation date will get further and further away. And we are not, contrary to what some students may think and some faculty, the advising office do not make up the prereqs. We are simply following the rules set out by the faculty, and they know what they need for their classes. So, read your email, make your advising appointments, take a few minutes to prepare for it, come in, listen to us with an open mind, and ask questions.
Any questions on that? Everybody's got it. It's awesome, right? Okay, we had all these people raise their hand about who knew what their goals were, who knew what they wanted to do. How about people who don't know yet? Anybody still thinking about it? Not totally set?
They're not going to admit it.
They're not gonna admit it? That's the fun part of being young. Having the whole world before you. Okay, fine. So I'll just talk to myself for a minute. Let's just say hypothetically, you have this friend, okay, who doesn't know what they want to major in, and so they're just taking their core requirements. They're out there, okay? So I'm going to use you to help them. If that's the case, that's fine. It's okay. 50% of students are going to change their major before they graduate anyway. Some, many times. All right, I don't necessarily suggest it, but We've got lots of, there's an app in the Office of Student Engagement and Success on the 3rd floor you can kind of take that kind of helps you hone into what it is you want to do. Start thinking about what classes you really like, what classes, you know, you'd rather watch paint dry than go to. Maybe you shouldn't, if you don't like math, maybe you shouldn't be an accounting major. I'm just saying, think about it, right? If you don't like people, maybe you should be an accounting major. I don't know. These are just thoughts, right? So if you don't know and you're not sure, then that needs to be your first priority, is getting clear on that. Because we can't graduate if we don't have a place where we want to go, if we don't have a major, if we don't have an idea. And it's okay if you change your mind. Okay? It's okay. Talk to some of the faculty members. Tell them some of the things that you really enjoy or that you don't enjoy, and they might be able to direct you. That is really what we're here for. We really want you to be successful. We've all had to go through college. If you ask people what their major was first, I was a biochem major. And then I got into organic chemistry. Bad things happened. I won't relive them now because it might make me cry, but it was really bad. And then I knew maybe I shouldn't major in biochem. It was so painful. But see, you guys are all smart. You're already in the College of Business, so good things will happen. Thoughts, questions?
It's kind of, I have the same background as I changed my major a couple of times, but here's what I like to ask students to really make you think about it, because I didn't have this conversation, I don't think, way back when. But you've all had some science, I know. So what's the shortest distance between 2 points? Yes. Did that side of the room know what it was? Somebody tell me. Shortest distance between 2 points.
Straight line.
Straight lines. So if we know kind of what Dr. Funches and I are kind of trying to convince you of, if you know what your 4 years somewhat look like, that straight line is going to be straighter than we anticipate. But don't take my route and it's like this, you know, because then you're in school 6 years. Yikes. Because then what happens to the money? Right? So you see what we're trying to say is, in business, there's 2 words you're going to learn. Effective and efficient. Do y'all know what those terms mean? Effective and efficient. You can get the job done, right? Graduation. But are you actually doing it with the least amount of resources that you actually have to do it with? Time, money, pain. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying? So it is something for you to consider today, right?
We have a significant number of students who are first generation. I myself am a first generation college student. So I urge you, if you are and you've got questions, sometimes you don't even know enough to know you have a question. I know I didn't. I didn't know enough to know I should have had a question. Like, don't take 18 hours. Don't take 18 hours. Just keep reading that. But no, I didn't know, so I did it. And then I learned, don't take 18. So you don't have to learn everything by trial and error. You can actually ask some people about your thoughts, show them your plan. Again, talk to the faculty. Not all of them are really friendly. That was a joke. That's a joke. You gotta
We're friendly.
Come on. All right. Well, you're gonna find some you really connect with, and others, you know. I feel that way about everybody. Right? There's some people I really just is so excited to talk to, and then other people, not so much. But I think you should really look for those people so you can talk, so you can ask questions. They love it. They love it. They want you to come in. They want you to talk. So that's our thing. We want you to network. We want you to get out of your dorm room. We want you to get involved. Those things make it easier for you to succeed. It makes it easier for you to ask help when you have a problem. We're around. You can talk to us in the hallways. Again, I don't bite anymore. I don't care what the students told you. I don't do that. Meditation does a lot of things. And then, you know, nothing.
We also, something that we haven't mentioned is we also have gotten approved some business minors. So for example, how many accounting majors do we have? I always hate to ask this question. Bless your heart. There's a few more, but now they're not going to raise their hands. But accounting is such a professional field that it's one of our top programs, of course. But I would argue with most all accounting majors, and particularly if you want to go into a public CPA firm, become a certified public accountant. Marketing probably is a fantastic minor to get because you're